Lewis Hamilton makes Valtteri Bottas and Nico Rosberg claim after lucky Bahrain when the world champion revealed the circuit is one he struggles at every season. And went on to say beating Bottas was pleasing as it always was when he beat Nico Rosberg in Bahrain. The 34-year-old is also determined to make better starts after he got bogged down off the line and was leapfrogged by his teammate. "I'm just going to keep working at it," he said on the start procedure. "Basically you stumble, fall, get back up. I go away from the weekend feeling we worked really hard and made some good steps with the setup through the weekend, moving in the right direction. It's a track that I struggle with, probably one of the most out of all of them, and so to come out ahead of Valtteri, who's really quick, always, as was Nico Rosberg, and then to be in the mix, I was really happy with that." Hamilton has also opened up on the start to the season, which has seen Mercedes finish first and second in both Australia and Bahrain. "We were outperformed in Bahrain," said Hamilton. "We were surprised in the first race. I hear whispers that people think we were sandbagging or not telling the truth or all those things. We said it how it was. When we went to the first race we truly believed, and I was presented where everyone's positions were, after testing, and from our estimates and understanding of potential fuel loads and power modes and all these things we were behind from 3 to 5 tenths. And we got to the first race and they, Ferrari, didn't have any pace all of a sudden. We came out of the first race incredibly surprised and really happy to have had such a great result, as it had been a hard winter for the team, as it is everyone, and we came to Bahrain. We are happy with the win, but we are also conscious and aware of how lucky we were to come away with a 1-2. We all worked so hard through the weekend, as we do every weekend, but we underperformed. Naturally you have lucky weekends. We have to go away and take the points and be grateful for them, as you never know when at some stage it's flipped and we have an unfortunate weekend. We can't be jumping around in excitement because we know, and I know, that Charles did the job and should have won." Returns with the Chinese Grand Prix between April 12th to 14th. Next news: Sebastian Vettel, damning Charles Leclerc claim made after Lewis Hamilton's spin in Bahrain. That's the verdict of former F1 driver Julian Palmer. Vettel finished off of the podium for a second straight race to kickstart the 2019 season, ending up 5th in the Middle Eastern desert, having come 4th in the Australian Grand Prix 2 weeks prior. The German had qualified second in Bahrain and led the race for the first few laps after overtaking teammate Charles Leclerc at the start, only to see the young Monegasque soon return the favor to pass him. But a spin later in the race ended his chances of making the podium, as he lost control of his SF90 when battling Lewis Hamilton at exit of the fourth corner on lap 38, despite the Mercedes having already moved ahead of him. The damage caused by the flat spots on Vettel's tires and the subsequent vibrations even saw him lose his front wing, and he could only manage a 5th-placed finish after dropping into the midfield after pitting. Leclerc, meanwhile, was only denied a maiden race win by an engine failure which denied him crucial power in the last 10 laps, allowing Hamilton and Valtteri Bottas to pass him with ease. Only a timely safety car prevented the 21-year-old from falling further down the grid. And Palmer, who raced 35 times in F1 for Renault, thinks Vettel's performance suggested he was the one and only his second ever race for Ferrari and not the other way around. He told BBC Radio 5 Live's, "Like for like, Hamilton was quicker than Vettel. They both started on the soft tires and Hamilton was quicker. He was right on the tail of Vettel before the first pit stops, and then he jumped him because he pitted a lap earlier. Then the middle stint, He lost a bit of pace, he was on the soft, Vettel was on the medium, and it just wasn't working out for Hamilton. He was suffering degradation and Vettel was able to push that little bit more and keep the tire life in. When they both pitted again onto the medium tire, Hamilton was again quicker and he made the move on the outside. It was a gutsy move. He attacked turn 4 with so much speed and I think Vettel was a bit caught by surprise with it. If you asked me at Ferrari which driver is the 4-time world champion and which driver is the guy in his second year in his second race with Ferrari, I'd say it was the other way round. Vettel's race, he got a good start but within a few laps he was behind his teammate again. He was fine on the tires but not particularly legendary either. Then the spin, mainly, was slightly amateurish. The F1 circus will continue in China on April 14th, where Ferrari have only won once since 2007. Hamilton has claimed 5 victories alone at the Shanghai International Circuit since then and will hope to continue Mercedes' strong start to the current campaign. Next news: Lewis Hamilton, Valtteri Bottas reveals bizarre reason he didn't catch Mercedes teammate. Went top of the Drivers' Championship with a win in Bahrain after Charles Leclerc and Ferrari suffered an embarrassing drop in speed during the latter stages. Valtteri Bottas also managed to overtake the youngster, but he failed to close down Hamilton. Bottas, who won the first race of the season in Australia, has given a reason as to why he failed to repeat his victory, and it involves litter. He said, "I had a plastic bag stuck on my front wing at some point, which was costing performance, so not the perfect race. I think the wind caught me up a bit, I braked a bit too late into turn 1, trying to keep my position, and I lost 2 places." Ferrari, ultimately, was very, very strong again. During the times with the wind I ended up doing some mistakes, like I think some other drivers did as well. It was extremely difficult to keep the rhythm. Bottas finished 5th overall last season as Hamilton cruised to his 5th world title. Mercedes fans have been impressed by his start to the 2019 season, and expect him to have a career-high F1 finish this year. However, the Finnish driver is still aware of several issues surrounding his car, and how that could affect his chances. "I managed to save the engine at some point when there was no threat from behind and a big gap in front," he added. "They are points that will count at the end of the championship. Obviously, now, at this point, it doesn't matter much, but what matters is at the end of the championship, and we've seen many championships finishing with very small margins." Victory in Bahrain, was a bit out of reach with the strong pace of Ferrari. They got it, but while there is this opportunity it's going to be important. Anyway, even though it felt a super difficult race, I'm happy to be getting this amount of points, because in the end, consistency is going to be the key. Next news: Lewis Hamilton belittled Charles Leclerc by doing this after Bahrain win. F1 legend. Hamilton paid tribute to the 21-year-old after winning the Bahrain Grand Prix on Sunday. The win was rather handed to him, however, after Leclerc suffered an issue with his Ferrari engine. After starting on pole, Leclerc was passed by his teammate Sebastian Vettel on the first corner, before taking back the lead 4 laps later. The Monegasque star led the race until the dying stages, when he was unable to stop Hamilton from overtaking him with just 8 laps remaining. Due to the nature of the overtake, there were no wild celebrations in the Mercedes garage, and Hamilton admitted afterwards that Leclerc deserved to win. "He thoroughly deserved the win today," he said. "He did an exceptional job all weekend. I'm really proud of him. It's a tough experience for him to go through what he went through today. Hamilton also held Leclerc face-to-face after the race, and lauded his performance in the Middle East despite the unfortunate circumstances. But Villeneuve suggested on Sky Sports Italia that Hamilton was not sincere with his words. "It's nice that people are so positive about Hamilton when he spoke so nicely to Leclerc," he said. However, what people forget is that drivers are very aware of the cameras and that their words will travel across the world. I don't think Hamilton's words for Leclerc were genuine. If you listen closely to what Hamilton is saying, he's actually trying to say he's much better than Leclerc and the rest of the field. The words were belittling towards Leclerc, which is how Hamilton wanted to show to him that he's above him. Thank you for watching the video. Be sure to share and subscribe to your channel to get the latest sports news around the world. Wished health and success. Goodbye.